did do business with him. When it came down to R. Kelly, there was a conversation had about the moralness. Like, it's morally wrong to do a project with someone that we know raped my girl or raped anybody for that matter. So I do know that that conversation was had, and I was really surprised that he moved forward with that relationship. I don't know Epstein, so I never had the chance to walk away from him. But I do know that when that project did come out, I didn't want any part of that project. I didn't want any of the money to go to Roc-a-fella or me when it came to Roc-a-fella. It was around the time that Jay was trying to kind of separate himself from us. And he was saying that he didn't want to be a part anymore. And we resolved that issue with, look, if you want, because he wanted me to dilute and he wanted Biggs to dilute. And I wasn't diluting because I know what I mean and what I do for business. And Biggs was ready to dilute. But our OG, Deuce, from St. Croix, kind of stepped in and was like, that's not right. And that's how we resolved it. The way we resolved it was, yo, you keep all the money from that project. I don't want no parts of it. The best of both worlds. So again, I mean, that is true. But, you know, I just think that, I think homie has to answer some questions right now. My daughter was 16. Jay had a show. And my daughter wanted to go. So I'm like, yo, I'm not going to deprive my daughter. So, I hollered at Jay, sent a kite, and told him I wanted to go to a show with my daughter. And they accommodated me to the fullest. People were really surprised to see me there and took pictures with everybody. But, and again, Emery's my brother, so I would hate to think that he was fucking around like that, pause. But he kept asking me something. That was the first time I had tasted that Douce. And I got ridiculously drunk to the extent, and my daughter and I were talking about this the other day, that I was like, yo, I don't get this drunk. Why am I so drunk? And I ended up, wrestling with Kevin Hart. Pause, nigga got me in a chicken wing. And I remember Vaughn taping that shit. And I'm like, yo, why you taping, Vaughn?
What up with it, y'all? It's Coffee. Back at it, man. And a couple clips going viral from this Dame Dash interview, man. Dame been getting a lot of coverage in the media lately, man. He trying to sell his piece of Reasonable Doubt. And Jay-Z is just trying every trick in the book, it seems, to block the sale or poison the sale, like Dame was saying, as far as going about this copyright dispute that it seems Dame has produced the receipts that what Jay is saying ain't true. Like, this beef just really runs deep between them, man. And all these years later, after the split of the Roc, man, here 2024, all this going on, can y'all believe that, man? Like, I never really thunk about it, and I kind of feel like a fool in a sense, man, because we all know the deal with R. Kelly now rotting in prison, a straight up PDO, some people come to his defense. I don't know, not me, and I was a big fan of Kel's, but the Best of Both Worlds project, like, how did I never think about it back then? You know what I'm saying? Like, Aaliyah was Dame Dash girl, passed away tragically in that airplane crash. It was some horrific ish, man. And he like looking at Hove at this time, they're supposed to be still cool doing business together. Like, yo, you're gonna rock with this individual. As I know they had already collaborated on Fiesta and the Not Guilty joint and all that, but he's like, you're gonna move forward and with a relationship like that where y'all are gonna straight up do a project together, and they ended up doing two, right? It was the other one called Big Business. I can't recall, but Kells already had cases pending then, which he beat, later on with the Rico case. They said there was a lot of witness tampering going on back then. And the Aaliyah illegal underage marriage, what was she, like 15 years old? Paperwork and everything that was pushed through for that marriage to even happen, which think of not just how sick and twisted someone is to marry a 15-year-old like that, right? But how weird and stupid they are to do it, right? Like thinking of R. Kelly, like this dude on some PDO-ish has been for the longest time, Billy Joel voice. He's messing with an underage girl. He wants to marry her and make it official and has people produce fake paperwork and stuff like that. It's all in the RICO. Like I said, those people were prosecuted or were witnesses and cut deals that were involved in that sham marriage. Like, what type of weirdo ish is that? Like, how stupid is that on Kel's part? It's pretty crazy. The legal system never caught up to him earlier, you know what I mean? But like, I can truly understand Dame feeling like, damn, man, this is a F you to me, no question. Y'all feel me on that? Like, he was saying that's when it was all going down, when he could feel the vibes wasn't right, and Jay-Z was separating himself from Dame. But that's a middle finger to Dame Dash, no question. And I'm surprised, like, I never thought of that, you know what I mean? Comment if y'all were already up on this and your thoughts. And, like he said, homie got to answer some questions. I mean, Jay-Z just sits back in the cut, doesn't really say much. There's a lot of theories going on right now about Jay-Z, with this whole Diddy-ish, Suge Knight has said some things and 50 Cent is taking jabs at Jay-Z. It's hard to tell if he's just trolling him or it's like with Diddy that he knew there was really something else there besides him clowning on Diddy with jokes. He had been letting the world know through the jokes and the interviews and things like that over the years, and come to find out it was some real dark, twisted, sick-ish, like we don't know if these comments and jokes that he's in jabs, like I said, that he's aiming at Jay-Z, if there's something there or he's just fucking around and trolling. It's odd. I was pointing this out in another video. When it comes to this type of ish that ties into the elite, it's wild. It's like no one ever speaks about it directly. They speak in code about it. Y'all ever notice that? Like, tap in and comment and let me know if you agree. But back to what we're talking about here. He says, Jay-Z, like, homie got an answer for this. I doubt Jay-Z will say anything. He'll just sit back in the cut. But for real, why would he want to develop a relationship like that with someone who did that? Why did a lot of people in the industry want to work with R. Kelly, because I'm sure word was out there like a motherfucker. We've heard the stories and rumors over the years. But Jay-Z specifically being confronted by Dame and just going ahead with it, that's a major fuck you. And I want to know what everyone out there thinks about it, as well as this other clip where he's talking about that he wanted to go to a concert with his daughter, and like he feels like he may have been drugged, like something wasn't right in his drink. Motherfuckers were recording him. I know there's that story about him almost dying on the Big Pimpin' video shoot or something like that when he got a little bit too saucy. But I don't know, man. Dame swearing something wasn't right. He said he was just talking about it with his daughter the other day. Like, we know Dame likes to enjoy a drink or two. And he's just saying something just never felt quite right about that day, man. And what's up with the video footage, too? You know what I mean? Even if a motherfucker didn't throw something in your drink, if you're all inebriated and someone's trying to videotape you in a way where you feel like they're trying to like clown you or something, like, that's wild sus. I don't know, man. But there you have it. Dame Dash going viral, multiple clips. The Jay-Z Dame Dash beef still alive. The Reasonable Doubt sale, a lot going on right now, a lot of media coverage. Hit the comments, let me know your thoughts across the board, as well as what we're talking about with 50 Cent and the jabs he's been taking at Jay-Z. If you think there's something more to it or he's just trolling, and if you feel like Jay-Z should respond and answer to this, if you think he will. I don't think he will, but always been tell y'all I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, man. But what do y'all think? That's just foul, right? Comment below. We got to call it what it is. Is that some foul ass ish or what? Tap in, subscribe. I'm out of here.